So, hi everybody, this is Maya Millette, 39 years old. She's missing from Chula Vista, California, near San Diego. She hasn't been seen since January 7th. She's 5'2", 105 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. She would never leave her children, ages 4, 9, and 11. Recently, Maya's husband stopped cooperating with police and he lawyered up. So let's take a listen to what he has to say.
Thursday night, like we got into a kind of an argument, and we've been having like problems, for about a year. We kind of like been up and down and stuff like that. But after that, I give her space. But on Friday, I could still hear her, but I didn't physically see her when I got home. But that's like normal too, because we have lots of bedrooms. It's a 2-story house, and we kind of I give her space. So, but that's why every time someone says Thursday, yes, it's physically, or visually see her, but for me, it's Friday night. I can hear her like wrestling around, making dinner for herself in another bedroom, and I'm sleeping with the kids in another bedroom.
Okay.
So upstairs and she's downstairs, kind of deal, kind of like a roommate thing. It's kind of like giving each other space. Well, sure. I don't need the space. She always wants the space.
Got it.
They're with my 2 girls because they do their homeschool. Mm-hmm. And then I just had my son with me. So when I came back, she was still there on Friday. We can hear her downstairs, after I'm done giving the kids baths and feeding them and everything. And on Saturday morning, when her parents came by, her door was locked. I found the keys to the bedroom, and I opened it, and she was already gone. So maybe she went to a morning sunrise hike. Because she didn't go jeeping, because that's one of her other hobbies, the Jeep group. And, she would have taken that. So assumed maybe one of her friends picked her up, and, they went hiking or wine tasting. She likes to go wine tasting, Temecula. That's her other thing. Or brunch, early morning. Yeah. After that, at night, we're, okay, she hasn't come home yet, which is sometimes okay. She'd go out maybe for drinks or something. She usually doesn't drink a lot, but recently she's been, doing that. The latest she would be home like 2:30 or 3:30 in the morning. After that, that's kind of like out of the ordinary. So my sister-in-law was recommending, hey, maybe we should call the cops now. I was like, well, give her some time. But we initially got to the police report. They're like, hey, you got to check the hospitals first. So this is like around 12 o'clock at night. And it's like, okay, they start checking the hospitals. 12:30, they finally filed the police report. And I was like, well, maybe give her some time, because I'd call like at 4:30, because, give her some time if it's really, really out of the ordinary. So after that, they started the investigation. Well, 3 cops came. I let them search the house. They looked all. My in-laws have been here the whole time. They start doing the neighbors, the cameras and everything, trying to figure out when she left. Like they can see it, but they can't really, because it was nighttime kind of deal. We're just basically trying everything and anything, trying to find her. Worried, but I wasn't like totally worried until the birthday. I was thinking, okay, maybe like she's just blowing off steam, just like doing what she told me before, where she wants everyone to leave her alone. Because before I used to get her family involved, like, hey, she's not coming home, and then why'd you call my family? I just want everyone to leave me the thing alone. But I was like, okay, this time I think she stepped up her game. Like she's blocking everyone. But now that she missed our daughter's birthday, and like with all this pressure with the media and everything, there's something keeping her from contacting us. So my sister-in-law is, I don't really try to think about that stuff because it's like mind-numbing, but I'm trying to stay positive, but, you know, when people are telling me, hey, you know, maybe she got into an accident while she's hiking, you know, and she can't get her phone, I'm like, well, her phone would be right next to her, you know what I mean? Like, she wears fabletics, so it would be in her pocket. So worst case scenario, I don't know what's keeping her from, you know, contacting anyone, but this pressure should be enough pressure to say, hey, you guys, you know, I'm okay.
Right.
So I'm not quite sure what to think, but, you know, I'm still trying to, you know, keep my head up, trying to say, hey, you know, keep positive and say, I'm hoping, you know, like, she'd just come home, you know, even though this whole situation is embarrassing. I don't know what to think, but the longer it's going, the more, like, surreal it gets, because, you know, what they say is, like, the first 48, 72 hours is the most critical. You know, I've seen enough movies and, you know, documentaries about this kind of stuff, so, like, you know, the worst case scenario is basically, you know, something's happened, like, very terrible, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right.
And this is, like, really whoa, you know, come on, why did you have to do this, the whole thing? But I'm really worried and shaken, but again, like, most of the time it's just numbing, like, you know, surreal kind of deal. I'm just worried about her, and, you know, trying to keep things normal with the kids, because I know they don't show it, but, you know, it's really affecting them. So, a gut-wrenching feeling, and, you know, you break down a little bit. It's like, well, you know, she would never, not even say, hey, honey, you know, happy birthday, kind of deal. So.
And
Yeah, she's asking, but she's kind of like me, you know, keep herself in the shell. Don't really want to, you know, open up. In the past, like, before, she would just, like, stay at the park or park somewhere, or go, like, in the parking lot, and the, you know, that's years back, even this past year, you know, she just stay away. This year, she'd, like, you know, like, go out, drinking with friends, or stay at a friend's house, you know, and try to sleep it off. Couple months, she's been, you know, like, wanting her space, so she'll go out with family to places, and she'll just go out for days and stuff like that. But at least I know where she's at.
so how
you know?
when she,
like, maybe a day for, like, till 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, yes, never more than a day. You know, again, I always tell her, we have 3 kids, you know, you can't be doing this kind of stuff. And, yeah, she would never be that irresponsible not to say, hey, I'm okay. So, I told the police, you know, she really likes hiking.
okay.
You know, wine tasting, so Temecula and stuff like that, but I don't know what else to think, like, who would, you know, kidnap her, or... She has, yes, but that's the ones, like, close to the house. We have a hiking trail in San Miguel Park, or San Miguel over here. That's the only time she would go by herself. And yes, she has before in the beginning, but she would take her car. So
Right.
she would go to the one, I don't know, the Santee one, or the one in the Mesa. I forgot, there's a mountain. But, you know, yes, those ones she would go by. So, but most of the time she would go with hiking mamas, with Shane. And then, you know, she's like one of the leaders, and then everyone else is like, whoever shows up to that group. I was training for this hike that me and her tried when, like, 10 years ago, before we had kids, down the Colorado River and the Grand Canyon. Anyway, it takes about a day to go down there. So she's been hiking and hiking. It's kind of a stress relief. And she wanted to do this, like, a 7 hiking trail, like, you know, Twin Sisters, Devil's Peak, or Potato Chip Rock, and all the ones that she keeps mentioning. And I was like, didn't have her car, a friend would have to pick her up.
Okay.
So that's the only reason why I was like, maybe she's wine tasting or hiking with a friend, because she's not jeeping, because her car's here.
Right.
You know, she has her own vehicle, and she has a Jeep. Like, she specifically goes for Jeep groups.
So what has...
emotionally, physically, mentally drained. There's no sleep, not eating. Just my face looked like it just ate.
So once again, this is Maya Millette. She's 39 years old. She's missing from Chula Vista, California, near San Diego. If anyone has any information, please contact Chula Vista Police at 619-691-5151. She's known to go hiking, jeeping. She's pretty active. And apparently she left the home with her phone, but it's off. And her vehicles, her Jeep, her Lexus, everything is still at the house. Her husband says he's still hopeful she'll turn up and say, hey, I'm okay. Please bring Maya home. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you later. Love you. Bye.
Police served a search warrant at her home last night. Investigators searched Maya Millette's home again late Saturday night, this time with a search warrant. The Chula Vista mother of 3 was last seen nearly 3 weeks ago, and while police won't say what was seized, they maintain this was a necessary step in the case.
I can't give any details to the investigation, but what I will say is that we've been actively investigating this case, and we're at the point now where we're trying to get as much evidence and any clues we have that is possible to find where May is.
Police stressed Millette's family is cooperating, and her husband wasn't the focus of the warrant.
We really are doing everything we possibly can to come up with answers right now. And I want you to know that my entire crimes of violence team has been working around the clock on this case from day one. And they are following all leads. And I want to assure our community that no rock is being left unturned.
We're not gonna give up on Maya. We're gonna find her. We're not gonna stop. And we need everyone's help. And your prayers, we believe in your prayers. We can move mountains. It can be a miracle. We will find my sister.